Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome to the video here on the channel. My name is Emily. This is Trains Made a Classic. We are on the Seattle to Carlisle line. We're doing something that would be very different from me normally. We are in a 37-1, which is the Transrail livery assisted Dora. It's a BR Blue with a Transrail flash on it. Main sister Dora. I'm doing an OTS scenario 6x90 Gascoigne Wood down sidings to Carlisle North Yard. You join 37116 on the approach to Settle Junction. Your horse 6x90 as far as Carlisle Station. You have a rake of PFA coal wagons and your maximum permitted speed is 60 miles an hour. Bit of a note, this scenario does start with the train moving, but I don't know if there's been an update or something that's broken the physics, but basically, the scripting, sorry, but the train's set up, but you can't actually take any power, so I had to basically break it and fix it, which is how it now works. So, yeah, we've got the PFA coal wagons. These are what they are. They're basically containerised coal. So the idea is the coal is loaded into containers, craned onto the wagon, and then moved away, and then craned back off and transported like that. I believe, I'm not too sure about the Carlisle North Yard, the float of Carlisle, but it may actually, I think there was one that went to either North Wales or South Wales that ended up going over to Ireland. So it would be basically, yeah, be containerized, loaded at the pit, put it in this box, put on the train, put on a boat, put on another train or truck or whatever. It's quite a cool idea, really. We are in a 60 limit, so we are thrashing away. This is what we've started out on now, is what's known as the long climb. So we can basically sit here with the throttle wide open right the way until Ribblehead. And yeah, I'll let you know that this is about as quick as we're going to be travelling today. Well, I'll show you as far as Ribblehead, because the train is not very powerful and it's a long steep climb. Or should I say more accurately, whilst the loco is quite powerful, it is a long steep climb. Like there's a lot of these. Also, there's a lot of axles, so a lot of drag basically from the train. Doesn't actually give us a weight. No, it doesn't. We'll quickly fly forward to Settle Station. Okay, no, we won't. Settle Station is a bit far away. We'll do this road bridge here. Sun's from this side, so we can actually just stand in this farmer's field. Trying to find a good angle here. I'm going to do the bridge in the end, I think. Yeah, it's going to be shaded regardless. So yeah, the train is at 29 miles an hour and slowing, even though the throttle's wide open. It will get over the top, just not very well. And I hope we don't come to a stand, or we may become stalled. So total distance to Carlisle is about 75 miles, but it's going to take us just under 2 hours, because it is just an incredibly long run, and like I say, the steep climb really tanks our average speed down. If we were doing it like loco and travelling at line speed, we'd be fine, or with a short train on. There we go. Time for thrashiness. Ultimate thrashiness. What this is. steer the... I know there's pacer pulling in though. There you go. So I have updated this scenario as I usually do. So some of the scenarios don't get updated as quickly as people perhaps like with the newer rolling stock. So this was going to be the AP wagons, the old pacer. So I replaced it with the new one. It's one of those things. I'm genuinely not judging anyone for it. This is as quick as this goes, by the way. I'm aware there's not much commentary going on right now. That's because there's not much to give. We're just sort of thrashing our way up the mountain. The good news is we're only 9 miles from Ribblehead. In the interests, I wouldn't normally do this for a video, but otherwise I'm just sitting here watching the train move, and so are you. I don't think this detracts from the video in any way, shape and or form. In case you're wondering how I get that version of the HUD up, that is the F5 HUD. The reason it has the throttles at 53% is to control the amps. The game does clever things with scripting, basically. So my throttle's wide open, but it's because performance physics, basically. That's the horn. Because we could do a capture of this class 37. You've got your loco brake or your direct brake. You've got your train brake. You've got the brake pin. So when we come to shut down at the other end, I lift the brake pin to get the brake to enter that shut down detent. Speedometer. Ammeter. Headlight switch. Other lights are controlled from up there. Dimmer for the instrument lights. Sander, engine start stop. AWS dinger, AWS sunflower, NRN radio. Brake pipe, vacuum prep. So the vacuum indications we're not using, but basically hammered brakes actually applied. Main res. Reverser, throttle. Ashtray because it's that era of history. NRN radio. AWS isolation. Openable windows. And openable doors. There we go. We're finally, so the track does level off in this segment for a short while. So you felt us go up there, and we go through a field divert, which is why the engine note changed. But basically, we didn't enter the... So, field diverts, I'm not well enough versed in explaining field diverts, but it's basically a way for the engine to change the way it runs to generate better ramps and generate more power. So the 27-28 mile an hour mark is one of the field diverts. We go through that, the engine goes mint, changes over, and then changes straight back, because it's just, it can't get, there's not enough time for it to actually use that to better accelerate. Would be interesting to know, actually, does the engine detect, or does the train detect that it's gone back below that speed, even though it's still in power? Basically what I mean is it quicker for me to do this? Do I get better power out of that? I don't know. Possibly. Although the speed dropped off quite sharply when I did that. I do love the livery on this loco. I like the Transrail livery. It does look incredibly good. 37116 locomotive. Yeah, so it's actually, she's still in service with Carlisle. I've got a model of her, don't I think. Easy way to check. Oh no, I've got 117, I think. No, 116. I've actually got a model of this loco, I just realised. In nowadays she wears Carlisle and does test train work. And she was on the RHCT work this year as well. Oh, the apparently Carlisle rail's going away or something, I don't quite understand. What's going on there? I don't know if I misunderstood something, so do not take that as gospel. This is Horton in Ribblesdale Station. Again, let's just experience this from the platform side. It's a summer's evening, you're waiting for your train home. Going straight for your night out. Getting a little bit of flatting, but I think it's just a track-trated simulating going over. But you've got that sort of running sound, that's running sound. But I did just mute myself there for a second because I passed wind, and I was like, oh, I wonder if NVIDIA Broadcast will filter for that. Turns out that's apparently in the normal range of human communication, so no, it doesn't. So, like, for example, NVIDIA Broadcast should filter the fact that I'm crinkling a wrapper here. Yeah, I'm right next to the microphone. I'm crinkling a chocolate bar wrapper. And you can't hear that. You can hear me talking, but you can't hear the wrapper. Whereas apparently me farting is enough to make it go, oh yeah, Emily farted. Like I say, we're not that far, not that far from Ribblehead. Now we're halfway there, living on a prayer. Ribblehead, we pick a bit of speed up. To be fair, it's just before Ribblehead. That's really annoying. I've just been talking for the last 10 minutes and I muted myself to sneeze. And I read through the Wikipedia article on who Sister Dora actually was. That's why there's no audio for that segment. I'm 26 minutes in, so I'm not restarting this message, but trying it. So yeah, so Sister Dora, genuinely really cool bit of history. TLDR, because I'm not reading the Wikipedia article because it'll make me cry again. But Dorothy Widlow Patterson was born in Hawkswell in the North Riding of Yorkshire. The 11th of the 12 children of the rector, Reverend Mark James Patterson, and his wife Jane. One of his siblings was scholar Mark Patterson. Her childhood was overshadowed by the illness of her demeanouring father. Only his sons received an education. But Dorothy was taught by her brother Mark. In 1856, she became secretly engaged to James Tate, the son of James Tate, headmaster of the school. In 1864, I'm sort of summarising here. And it is, summarising some sort of personal history, obviously not the simplest way of thinking, but yeah. Basically, yeah. But yeah, in 1864 she joined the Christchurch Sisterhood known as the Good Samaritans, and which became the community of the Holy Rood. Fun little diversionary ADHD moment on history. Holy Rood, also known as obviously the Holy Rod. Now, no, that's not what I call my penis. I'm trans, I've got a penis still. Oh, sorry. Sorry, that's really disrespectful. No. The community of Holy Rood, so Holy Rood is the Holy Rod, which is what basically it's thought to be the spear that was used by the Roman soldier who stabs Jesus through the chest to check he's dead when they crucified him. It was broken up into a number of parts. There's part of it was apparently aboard the Slava cruiser, the ship that was sunk, and I think they've covered that now. And another part is in Holyrood House in Edinburgh. Yeah. It's a whole bit of history. Can I find it? No, not Holyrood House first. Holyrood. Thank you. Okay, Holy Rod. Let's do it that way. No, apparently that's not a thing either. I find it very funny that's a Final Fantasy weapon. Yeah, the Holy Lance, there it is. I will show this because it's a Wikipedia article and that's safe to show. Two. So yeah, it's basically part of this spear that was thought to be, or thought to be part of this spear at least. And it's obviously therefore quite a snazzy little relic. So yeah, anyway. Where has this page gone? So yeah. 1865, she was sent to work, Sister Dora this is, was sent to work in Walsall as a relief nurse in a small cottage hospital, and would devote the remainder of her life to nursing. She was sent by the sisterhood to work at the hospital at Bridge Street, and arrived in Walsall on the 8th of January, 1865. The rest of her life was spent in Walsall. She went to the cottage hospital, not the Mount, until 1875, when Walsall was hit by smallpox. She worked for 6 months at an epidemic infirmary set up on Dead Man's Lane. I did a whole thing about how that's a horrific name for a hospital. Also, this is probably one of the most iconic views on the settle in Carlisle. So quickly pause to the chink. So she worked at the cottage at the hospital on the Mount until 1875 when hospital was infirmary set up on Dead Man's Lane. And imagine being taken to that hospital. Oh, what hospital are you taking them to? Dead Man's Lane. Ooh. Now Hospital Street, much better. Anyway, sorry about that. As I was saying, treating cancer patients in the process. During the last 2 years of her life, she worked at the hospital on Bridgeman Street, overlooking the South Staffordshire Railway, later the LNWR. She developed a special bond of friendship with railway workers, who often suffered from in industrial accidents. In 1871, these labourers gave her a pony and a carriage, and even raised her £50 from their own wages to enable her to visit housebound patients more easily. Sister Dora trained nurses at Walsall, among them Lucy McLaughlin. One of the people she influenced was the orphan Kate Hill, who was impressed by the calm way Sister Dora cared for miners. Hill emigrated with the sister to Australia in 1879. She opened her own hospital in Adelaide and started a branch of the Australasian Trained Nurses Association. In 1877, Sister Dora was diagnosed with breast cancer. She died on Christmas Eve, 1878, aged 46. At a funeral on the 20th of December, the town of Walsall turned out to see her off to Queen Street Cemetery, worn by 18 railwaymen, engine drivers, porters and guards. I really do enjoy bits of history like that because it's the stuff that you don't often hear about. But yeah, I'm glad I googled who Sister Dora was. I do wonder, would like stuff like this, when people are remembered this much longer after their lives, how do you end up feeling about that? Because we made it to 50 miles an hour. Sadly, that's a breaking point for a 30. Yep, 30. I'll wait until I go over the magnet to brake. Uh-oh. Awfully sorry, I just need to find my brake position here. That is the brake position I want, so go away. Got you. So I'm going to have to look at it from now on to do that. And brake off. I'm going to drop slightly below, which is fine because it makes my pull away a little bit easier. Brakes are now off. And we're coasting in. This being the station of Dent. Now the great thing about us being at 25 is as soon as the 60 disappears past the nose, I can accelerate. You start to listen to thrash, and then you see, because of the fact that we're nowhere near the 30 by the time the nose of the train gets past it. There you go, and that's 27. So yeah. That was Garsdale Station with Thunder 3. Sorry, I just completely forgot to talk again. I've been doing that a lot lately. My brain just did it. Right now. But we are getting the train up to speed. We basically now sit at 60 all the way until the gypsum works just after Appleby. So, 20 miles. Should I have 20 minutes? Obviously, I'm keeping the throttle wide open because we need to get up to 60. And then when we get there, we can sort of think about regulating the throttle a bit more. Right. So in the last 45 minutes, we've covered 20 miles. I'm going to shut the throttle off. Let the train drop back at about 55, and then open it back up again. In fact, what I can do is got about half. Yeah. Just compress the rake slightly. And I'm going downhill now. I'm picking speed up, not losing it. You do get quite an aggressive snatch as the brakes come on these. There we go, that's the speed washed off a bit more, so back to off on the brake. You can see the speed picks up quite quickly. So we are, yeah, Kirby Stevens on. So it's got some go via this, but our next, our first place we stop is Carlisle. You can see this, it's just, you know, we are making our way there. Sadly, there's not much recovery time because we're basically just going to sit at 60 all the way, except for now, but I'm just letting the speed increase ever so slightly on its own. I also feel like the track level's off here, just at a glance. Happy to be wrong about that. But you know, we have reached the peak of the line, and we are now going over the other side, and we descend down towards Carlisle. Carlisle is drastically lower than even Settle, so it is lower than our starting point was. Go, brake back on. We get to 45, brake comes back off. Or 55, sorry, brake comes back off. Like I say, I do think the brakes on these are a little bit too good. I'm not sure why that is, but they just snatch immediately. We're rattling our way towards Carlisle. So as you guys know, I obviously record my videos quite a ways in advance. I'm going to cover off on this really rapidly. So I'm recording this on the 21st of January, so it's actually not too far in advance compared to what I normally do. But obviously yesterday, Donald Trump was inaugurated to be the 47th President of the United States of America. That's sort of what I've been sort of writing about on this side, which is why I got a little bit distracted at one point, and I apologise for that deeply. But my thought there is, I'm not going to talk about him on this channel more than I just have. My views on him are really clear. But this channel is for us to enjoy ourselves and to talk about trains and have fun. And sometimes planes if you're that way inclined, right? And I just don't want to give him the oxygen. And that's not so much And I believe that's how you get you know, for lack of a better term, overcome people like that. Not at all. But I do believe that that's how you protect your own mental health. It's going to be an awful 4 years for people in America and within the US for fear influence. And we just need to do our best to get through it and be safe, be ourselves. And I believe we can do that. So, yeah, that's just me. Right. Oh dear God, I got a bit quick there. Well, to be honest, there's no on-train monitoring equipment, so nobody will know except you. And you're not watching at this point, are you? Which is why I talked about Trump then, so I can refer people to that section of the video, and nobody will know. That's just a bad joke on my part. I'm actually sort of I'm trying to make February just a freight month. So we've taken TIAs out, we've taken these out. I'll probably do some of the J&As next. Basically, the way I'm deciding what videos to record is I'm looking back at the at which routes I've done and trying to avoid those. Not the easiest way to do it, but alas. You can feel that snatch when we get thrown forward. That feels very unrealistic to me. But considering the fact that they're free wagons, I will pass. I will give them a pass. It's slow now. I'm going to put the power back in. The road does undulate here. So it is just, you do have to, you know. And it is a lot of between full power and no power because you want to get up to speed as quick as you can, but then also sit where you want to be. So I'm going to take the power out at about 57, 58. So this is my third freight video, so I need one more to complete February's uploads. I'm thinking, do I just look at UK train pics on Flickr? This is how I get most of my inspiration for scenarios. And like, RNG myself what I need to model. 10 tanks, we've done coal. RHTT, aggregate will be fun. But we've sort of done aggregate. Ooh, Chatham Main would be a fun one to do. I've got an idea now. See? That's what I needed. I've got my idea now. So I'm only doing a 66 twice this month if I do that one. Actually, I'd rather do something else because I've already driven the 66. No, it was the Train Sim World 66, so it's a different logo. That works for me. You have to know what the last video is going to be now. It's going to be the chat and main, I can tell you that much. It's a shame that there aren't better representations of the 66 for Train Sim. It is such a common loco, and it's just... The one in TSW is the best of a bad bunch, unfortunately. I've not seen a good representation of it yet. The drawback with this, these brakes being so good is I can't sneak in when I made a mistake and just jab the brake on ever so slightly without you guys noticing, because you get just jolted out your seats. It was such a short jab of brake, the brake was off by the time you felt that jolt. You was about a mile an hour in that jolt, which is not much. I have tried it with both tread brake and disc brake simulation, you get the same result. There it is. Or to prove it's both of them. Oh! Fair enough. I was wrong, leave it in tread brake. That's probably the more accurate one. I've got no idea how the brakes actually work on a PFA wagon. Yeah, I can't see any photos that actually show the brake rigging particularly well. At a glance, I would say treads actually. So yeah, we've got the accurate brake simulation on now. Power. Thank you. You can sort of see the slopes when you look back. You can see you go quite a steep slope there. I do find the slopes don't look as aggressive in train sim as they do in real life. Like I was standing in King's Cross the other day and I looked into the tunnels and you could literally see just this sharp up incline as you went through the tunnel. You know, like you basically you could see out the other end, but like you could see a lot more. Like standing on the platform, you could see Basically, there was a lot more elevation gained there than like from you basically my head height, effectively. That's how I gauge things. I look straight ahead, and if I'm looking straight ahead and I'm still looking at ground, it's a big hill for a train. One of the things we've not been doing that we should be doing is putting our head out and checking that the train is running well. So you'll be doing it on your side for me, thank you kindly. And we look down the length of the train, make sure there's no obvious issues. You're getting some wiggling, but that's fine. That's expected behaviour for these. I don't know why you're in the back cab, but fair enough. If it gives you better view, it gives you better view, you know. It gets a bit loud when you open that door. Welcome back. Oh, sorry, I need to turn that hood off. The reason I turned the hood off is I've not figured out what the command is to poke your head out the window yet. Monitoring the speed, bringing it down, and brake off. Brake off. That would be a 30 warning. Are we in that area? Yeah. Yeah, we are. Sorry for cheating there, I just didn't think I'd seen a landmark I was looking for. So, with the brakes being blown on through the entire train, what we now do is we let the brake off about the 35 mark. It comes off. There we go. We're now at about 30. As we sort of coast along. You can see we've gone from the middle of the day, sort of, well, very clear lighting, to the sun is very much setting now. It's actually set, I think. I can't... Yeah, it looks like it's actually fully set now. So it'll be getting dark as we arrive into Carlisle. Jammer power on, just to get us back up to 30. There we go, so that's the New Begin gypsum plant. New Begin, of course, there is also a town or village in Northumberland on the coast. That's New Begin by the sea, more specifically. And I remember when I was sort of younger, sort of 12, 13, we'd been in the car driving down the road in this area, because we occasionally come over the west coast, very occasionally. And I'd be shocked to see a sign for New Begin because that's where my grandparents lived. And yeah, it's a different place. 12-year-old me didn't understand that, okay, guys? 12-year-old me didn't understand. So there's our 60 post. So we turn back to 60 after we passed that. But I need to basically go, right, that's past it now. But I am nailing 30 there. So really what I need to do is just... First and foremost, no hazards ahead onto that bridge parapet, so it gives me a good 10 seconds. Give it up. I think once we get the nose pat to this bridge, or just before it, I'll take power. We're now 25 miles from Carlisle. So we are sort of in this area. We've covered all that distance. Got that far left to go. Power back on, let's go. It's Kirby Thor, sorry, specifically. So yeah, so that's Kirby Thor, so that's a different site. My apologies. No, it's not. I'm lying to you. Without further ado, let's go to the Google Maps. So New Begin, which is roughly the area that we've passed now. See, that's the British Steel, sorry, British Gypsum site. So it's roughly sort of due east of Preston. Settle, which is where we started off our voyage today. Of course, there. And that's sort of vaguely due east of Lancaster. We've basically gone sort of up and around. We take a much less direct route. We go up Horton, Ribblehead, Garsdale. So we take a much less direct route than the West Coast, and the West Coast has a much higher line speed. there you have it. And also, you wouldn't be allowed like 137 on a train this long over the west coast. You'd need two, at least, possibly three. That's actually an option for. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to stay that close. Bit of power on. So yeah, we now basically just sit at 60 all the way to the approaches to Carlisle. So which we're miles away from still just about. As we get to Carlisle, the line speed drops to a 20 as you sort of join with the Byzantine lines. Not the Byzantines, sorry, the Tyne Valley line. My apologies for the incorrect line naming there. And then you pull in sort of down and around, basically. I'm actually making much better time today than I was previously. I think the fast forwarding has something to account for there, because, not gonna lie, that climb up to Ribble's Head is painful. It just shows though, like, you can get, if you're not sticking to a particularly tight timetable, you can get places. It just doesn't look pretty. Get rid of that tab. We are now thrashing our way home. It's again quite a bit of light sort of reflecting from the town, which is why the cab's fully lit, which is, it's a bit of a system of a sign of the times, basically. This is a very old route. It's quite pretty actually, but it is very old. Fun. Maybe a bit more than half power, full power again. At least we're nearly there, guys. At least we're nearly there. It's going very dark at this point, though. It's quite cool to experience that part of the video. sort of as the game just gets darker and darker. You know, we start in the middle of the day, and it's taken us that long to get here. I mean, yeah, we've been going an hour and a half in game. Obviously, I've compressed that to an hour and 20 minutes. I've taken 10 minutes of just painful, slowly climbing up Dribble Head. Fast to the horn. We're a fast train passing through the station. We're coming through at line speed, near enough. Now, we are doing quite a bit of coal here. I wonder what the actual load of weight for these is. Oh, see, this looks like a 20-foot equivalent unit. So, what, 10.5 tons? Call it a ton of metal for the box. 9.5 tons times 1, 2, 3, 4. 25. So 9 times 25 is what? 9 times 20 is 180. 9 times 5 is 45. 220. So about 300 tons of coal behind us. It just shows how heavy this train actually is. Because that's just the payload. And I mean, the 25 times 30.5 is 600 and a half is 50. Sorry, so 650 tons on the drawbar. And I think that doesn't include, so about 900 tons of train behind a very, at this point, very old freight loco. You know, 37-1s haven't got the strongest powering ability. 37-7s, they're far better, but you know, this scenario was provided with an unrefurbished Class 20, and I wanted to do it with an unrefurbished Class 20 because this is a loco that we don't often get to drive on the channel, and that's what I'm trying to sort of, you know, trying not to make it easy. I'm trying to make it realistic. Hence, I'm doing stuff like the periodically poking my head out the window. Damn it, Janet. But yeah, you can see the entire train there. Everything's running absolutely fine. No, I didn't just speed. You imagined that, Janet. Yeah. But no, aside from that, I am very lucky now. armor plate. I'm just glancing down at my speed, just making sure I'm not speeding, but I'm fine. Are we approaching? We are, sort of. Don't take this personally, but I've not got things to talk about, and it's not like it's detracting from the video. Bye-bye. There's the signal box. Is its own custom asset, I believe. No, it's not. For some reason, I thought it had its own name board. Crazy, just looking at the videos I've got sort of scheduled coming out. The MSFS 2024 video I was recording on Boxing Day because I had nothing to do. The Frankfurt to New York flight of Lufthansa. But yeah, and then not that much later, or the day after, sorry, you've got the Class 56 bound Furlong to Warrington R-play. And that was recorded literally like, well, yesterday, I think, actually, yesterday morning. Yes, like a month apart, and they're going out basically within a day. That's the joy of YouTube magic. Had I not broken it, you wouldn't have known. You'd just thought Emily's this hella organised YouTuber. No, she's not. Oh, that's interesting. We got the catch there, which we. That's fine. This is so we ignore that. The AWS fires off for the turn off, but we're not turning off here. We are going straight ahead. Yep, we are. And that's a reminder that we're still in a 60 limit, which I know. Thank you for reminding me though, Troy. She says powering the power on whilst she's above 60. Shush. I have it on on good advice that train drivers used to speed a lot back now. I see what looks like an amber in the distance, but I'm not going back on it yet because I have no idea. No, that's an amber facing northbound. It's just train sim being train sim. Means I can see the light source. But we're 4.5 miles from Carlisle. Not bad now. We're actually at the point where I'm going to start thinking about slowing off. Not yet though. Just get that little bit of rattle as we move along at speed. Well folks, I do hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm going to start the outro process now because I want you, if you made it to this part of the video, let me believe that someone actually watches this. I want you to type Transrail into the comments section. Drop a comment, just read Transrail. Don't tell me how much you enjoyed the video, just type Transrail. Let me know you made it this far. Protect what little sanity I have left. Thanks, guys. And I found a cool photo. So actually, somewhat of a celebrity was Sister Dora. Because if we just go really quickly, Railgen was hard to come by in 1997, but the grapevine was buzzing all day that Sister Dora was on the tubs. A huge gallery was assembled at Horton. Think what it would be like now. 37 slogs up the long drag with Saturday only, 6 90 Gascoigne wood to Carlisle containerised coal on the 31st of May 1997. Now we are in our slowdown actually for Carlisle. Oh god, yeah, we needed lumper brake on. So I'm braking early. My braking point was actually that, but I'm also above 60, so I just want to get the brakes on early. And remember, we want to be at 20, not below 20, no, we're above 20, at 20. So I'm going to pull the brake out at about 30 miles an hour. You can feel the speed washing off. I see the speed washing off quite sharply there. Our 20 post, you can see it there, is basically as we join the Titan Valley line. So put the brake into running, you can see the brake blows off. And we get there at 25. Final little bit I'll do just in first application, and there we go, 20. And we are on a green aspect, so I'm just going to stay as close to 20 as I dare. Using a bit of power just to arrest the deceleration. There we go. I can see what I'm doing now. This thing here is would be manually connected to that, so I could actually use that to just get out the way. And we're now actually going over a track that I've covered. So this year during the Tyne Valley Divert, so if you go down that line there, it takes you to Newcastle. And LNER trains come over here in the event of diversions. So occasionally during severe disruption, but mainly for engineering work, you'll get trains coming down here. And it was late last year, well not late last year, so October time last year. Me and my friend Jasper went to Edinburgh to see Come From Away. And I'm kind of sad I didn't see that over Christmas, to be fair. It was one of my options for things to do, and I just ended up not doing it. And it's finished now, so I can't go and see it anymore, which is why I wanted to go and see it. But as I was saying, sorry, we'll just put that back to that position. Should be fine now. We were diverted over here, so I've actually been over this in an Azuma. And because there's tons of padding, because you normally get put behind a stopper, we got held basically here for like 10 minutes. I worked it as crew a few weekends later because that's just how I do, all opinions on my own. And I remember I was on the bar on my own, going nuts in terms of how busy it was. We get here, and we're pulling in the station. I've got a queue at the bottom. I'm like, sorry guys, I can't serve you right now. We're pulling in. I've got to get off here. And literally logged out, set the machine to do its thing, jumped off the train, next host jumped on, and it sat there for 10 minutes. So our panic was completely unfounded. But there is quite a bit of padding, basically, so that we don't get them with anyone else. And there's plough and a 56. So it is the late 1990s. It's actually a month before I was born, about 20 days. Before a star is born. Sorry. No, I was born June 19th, 1997. I know, I'm old. I'm not that far off 30 now, and that's terrifying. We've got a 156 there. Is that 156 being held for us? Oops. We did our best, to be fair. We did. But yeah, there is a 156 coming out. Yeah, he's sitting against the signal. He's being held for us. Oops. Let's have a little look around Carlisle Station. So we've got a 56, one of the Doncaster built ones. We've got us coming in, snaking in. Got a 156. Not sure where he's off to. A lovely Class 90 here on its Shieldmuir. Sorry, on a train to London, by the looks of things. It's TPO. This is a formation now. So again, this is part what I replaced. So the default scenario, you get Watson PD's PCV in. I just used the ATS res pack and swapped it all out. Because as much as the TPO stuff by what's his face, New Boy was good, I just think this is better, basically. So there we go. I'm going to come to a stand at the end. So it might be just about right time because he's leaving as we're here. So I don't know. Put a Jabba brake on. You can see we're now coming in. He's now off Skidoodles, probably to Newcastle this time of night. And I'm going to put Jabba power in. Jabba power. No, don't stop. Do not you dare stop. Yeah, I've got like 1 mile now. I need to pull a bit further forward. So what we'll actually do is hang out the window here. Because we know there's no hazard of me hitting anything with my head. I basically need to pull the entire train past that signal. You can see the 37 rocking under its own power. And I overamped it, so it's cut itself out, which is fine. We basically want to stop. I know from my notes this, but we want to stop just as the shunt signal disappears under the nose. That'll do for now. So we'll turn off our radio. We'll set our brake. No, we'll leave on. There we go. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry I can't turn the headlight off. I'm locking out the controls now because it's the end of the scenario. But that'll be off in a moment and we'll call it there. That was got a lovely drive. I really enjoyed that. I hope you did too. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.